Hello and welcome back. NotebookLM's AI conversations sound so realistic, people are using them to make podcasts and all kinds of content. But there's just one problem. The voices sound human, but without a human face, it just doesn't connect. But what if you could actually bring those conversations to life by turning them into realistic video podcasts with expressive, human-looking hosts that lip-sync your NotebookLM audio word for word? Well, now you can.
Google's Nano Banana.
Yeah, officially it's Gemini 2.5 image, but Nano Banana sticks.
It does.
And the best part? It's all automatic. No editing, no multi-step workflow, just one AI tool that almost nobody's talking about. And I really mean automatic. In just a few clicks it's done. And the only thinking you have to do is what your host should look like. And you can make them absolutely any style you want.
I'm Mark Devon.
My name is Marie Cheng.
And I'm R9, your neutral co-host, calibrated for curiosity.
This is just a two-step process. It's done in a few clicks. And here's what it's going to look like. We're going to generate a conversation in NotebookLM, and we're going to drop it into Lemon Slice. That's the tool. And we're going to get a publish-worthy video podcast out the other end. But here's where it gets wild. Lemon Slice doesn't just convert NotebookLM to video. It's actually a talking head video powerhouse. You can swap voices, write your own script, or upload your own audio. The only limit is your imagination.
I want my orange pajamas, Ducky.
You're on a podcast, remember?
Oh yes, sorry about that.
And if that wasn't enough, it does something you won't find anywhere else. You can have more than two hosts in the same scene. You can have as many as you want, all lip-synced and expressive.
Welcome to
Jonathan's Jam.
Let's make cool
podcast videos together.
So by the end of this video, you'll know how to 1. Effortlessly turn your NotebookLM podcasts into talking head videos. 2. Create custom talking head videos from any script, voice, or setup you can imagine. So let's get this jam started with the first part of this video by generating a NotebookLM conversation.
So, what were we supposed to be podcasting about again?
It's something about sliced lemon, I think.
Oh yeah, how to use AI to make talking head videos for your podcasts.
Great party last night.
Oh yeah.
Got any painkillers? Oh, are we on air? Holy sh...
So we're going to make our first audio conversation about Google's Nano Banana. And just in case you haven't seen NotebookLM before, you'll see it's easier than falling off a log to make a natural sounding conversation with in-depth insights into any topic. We come to the NotebookLM website, we click Try NotebookLM, then Create New Notebook. We click YouTube and we paste in the video URLs that we want to use as our sources. In a jiffy, NotebookLM has understood our videos. Now we can already generate our audio conversation by coming over here to Audio Overview. And here's a power user tip. If you click the pencil icon here, you can set the length. I'm going to choose shorter, which is normally 5 or 6 minutes. Then we just hit the generate button, and in 5 minutes or so, that is ready. Let's have a little listen.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into something, really quite remarkable. Google's Nano Banana.
Yeah, officially it's Gemini 2.5 image, but Nano Banana sticks.
It does. And for years, getting high-quality visuals, consistent ones, took serious skills, expensive software.
For sure, a huge barrier.
Right.
Fantastic quality as always. Now we head to the Lemon Slice website. You'll find a link in the description. And don't be fooled, what looks like a simple site is actually a powerhouse in disguise. Click Studio, but once inside, click Conversations, because it's in the Conversations feature where you'll find all the podcasting fun. So check out how easy this is. In just a few clicks, we're going to have our lip-synced talking head video ready to go. The first thing we do is click here where it says Script Mode. A pop-up opens, which displays the 4 different modes inside of Conversations. As you can see, there is a dedicated NotebookLM mode, so we click that option. Now we upload our NotebookLM audio by clicking Upload here. Lemon Slice uploads the audio and displays the audio preview nice and quick.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today
The next step is to create our hosts who are going to present our NotebookLM conversation. For that, we don't need any other tool. We can do it right inside Lemon Slice. All we do is click the Update Image button, click the Generate tab, type in a prompt, choose 16:9 aspect ratio, flux context for the model, and hey presto, we have a great image of a realistic looking pair of podcast hosts ready to go. Click Use this image to load it into our conversation window, and all that's left to do is to set the speaker order. A crucial step. Just play the file back to check who starts first.
Welcome to the deep.
And set either of the two, the other will set itself accordingly. Regarding the model choice here, we will be using exclusively version 2.5 because version 2.7 is limited to 8 seconds, whereas 2.5 can do up to 5 minutes. Then we just hit the Generate Video button. Note that here our credit cost is displayed. Keep watching to find out about the pricing later in the video. And here's our video.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into something really quite remarkable. Google's Nano Banana.
Yeah, officially it's Gemini 2.5 image, but Nano Banana sticks.
It does. And for years, getting high quality visuals, consistent ones, took serious skills, expensive software.
For sure, a huge barrier.
Right. But now this tool, Nano Banana, seems to be just smashing those barriers. It lets you do incredibly complex image edits using just like simple text prompts.
Exactly.
I think it looks great. Very natural looking. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're going to run through the same process again. This time, we're going to do it in 3D-Pixar style. But just before I do that, take a look at these other examples of realistic podcast host images generated right inside Lemon Slice. So you can rely on it to do this consistently. As you've probably noticed, these images are of 3 people. Keep watching to see how to make talking head videos with 3 or more people in them.
San Francisco 49ers.
Green Bay Packers.
Dallas Cowboys.
And here's a couple more pairs of podcast hosts, perfect for making podcast videos from a NotebookLM audio.
All right, we're going to have a really, really serious debate now.
Yeah, about a really, really serious topic.
I mean, this is so serious, I'm at a loss for words.
You can't be serious.
And in Lemon Slice, you can also generate realistic images of people in non-real settings, like these podcasters on a spaceship, or these two.
Whoa, is that an asteroid heading our way?
No, you lemonhead. That's our pizza delivery.
Now, let's get cracking on the next video of these 2 characters in 3D Pixar style. NotebookLM is our first step again, but this time I'm going to create the audio conversation from just 1 sentence. If an android could dream, what would it dream about? And this time I'm going to choose the debate format just to switch the voices up. And here is our output.
Welcome to the debate. Today, we are grappling with a singular, really evocative question raised by our source material. If an android could dream, what would it dream about?
It is, yeah. It's a fascinating question. It really pushes at the boundaries of, computation and consciousness.
To achieve the 3D look that we want, we start from a photorealistic image generated inside Lemon Slice. Here's the one I created. To convert to 3D, we just click the Edit Image button. And we literally just write, turn this into 3D Pixar style, 16:9 aspect ratio, and flux context. And here's our image nicely converted into 3D Pixar. However, I want the faces to be more visible, so I just ask for their faces to be turned more towards the camera. And hey presto, that is done without changing anything else in the image. Fantastic. Click Use this image to load it. Then, as before, we make sure we're in NotebookLM mode, upload our audio, and set the speaker order. Our hosts are labeled Character 1 and Character 2 by default, but you can easily overwrite these names as you wish, which makes things a lot easier when you're working with more than 2 hosts, as I'll show you later in the video. And here is our video.
Welcome to the debate. Today, we are grappling with a singular, really evocative question. If an android could dream, what would it dream about?
It is, yeah. It's a fascinating question. It really pushes at the boundaries of, computation and consciousness.
Precisely. And my position, essentially, is that the mechanical equivalent of dreaming is, well, it's probably an inevitable necessity for truly advanced Android intelligence.
See, I take the opposing view there. I fundamentally challenge the premise itself.
As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, we'll do a video that discusses magic versus science in the NotebookLM mode. But just before that, let's have a bit of fun looking at some more styles that we can get with Lemon Slice. This time, let's create an image with Nano Banana of a podcast on a spaceship and bring it into Lemon Slice to restyle it. This will do nicely. Inside Lemon Slice, we click Update Image and then the Upload option. Then click the pencil icon. Now, just as before, we simply write the style that we want. Here's the 3D-Pixar style again.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
They look great. Here they are in anime style.
Yeah, Jonathan's jam is pretty cool.
Subscribe or eat lemons.
Awesome. And here I asked for fluffy animal style. It made me this image with 4 fluffy animals, but they were so cute I had to accept them.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Catch a monkey.
By the
Lemon?
Keep watching to find out how to make 4 characters lip sync whatever text you want, all in the same scene. We can also, of course, restyle an image generated from within Lemon Slice. Take this one, for example. Let's turn it into a comic illustration style.
What's with all the yellow?
all that lemonade.
Now, for our last NotebookLM video, a debate between a wizard and a scientist, for which I turned to ChatGPT for the image this time around. Here we have our audio in NotebookLM, which again was generated from just one sentence, magic versus science. We bring it all together in Lemon Slice.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
And here's our final video.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So you sent us these excerpts from a text called Magic versus Science. And wow, that title alone, right? It immediately sets up this huge classic showdown. What even is the border between them?
It really does. That versus is, it's pretty dramatic. And that's key to the source, I think. Our mission here isn't just defining magic and science separately. It's more about how this author uses that comparison, that opposition.
Right, the comparison itself. Is it a fight or like one turning into the other?
Exactly. Are they truly opposed, or is it more of a, a historical shift?
I think these two look really convincing. What do you think? Now you know how to make awesome looking talking head videos for your NotebookLM podcasts quickly and easily using just Lemon Slice, or perhaps with the help of Nano Banana or ChatGPT. This is a really viable method for bringing your NotebookLM podcasts to life. However, it's limited to 2 hosts and the voices and dialogue of NotebookLM, which brings us to part 2, how you can break free of NotebookLM's limitations, starting with the voices. So let's move on to another of the 4 modes in the Conversations feature, the script mode. And this next demo is for you if you want to keep your NotebookLM conversation, but just change the voices. To kick things off, we're going to call on our friends, the wizard and scientist again. They've grown on me. So we come into Conversations again and we upload our new image like so. Place the selection boxes and update the labels. And this time, instead of NotebookLM mode, we select Script mode, which is in fact loaded by default. Script mode gives us the option to choose our voices, which is what we'll do now, by clicking Select Voice. Lemon Slice gives us this library of voices to use, which can be filtered by gender. So let's choose male and try a few out.
You are the coolest, most beautiful
You are the coolest, most beautiful
You are the coolest, most beautiful
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have.
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever met.
I think the oracle is perfect. So click that, and it now appears by the wizard as his voice. Now it's the scientist's turn. And for her, I'm going to show you how to design a voice. You just open the voice library again, but this time we choose New Voice, and then we select Voice Design. Incidentally, you can also clone a voice in Lemon Slice. Keep watching to find out if it's any good. In Voice Design, you just describe what the voice should be like with a text prompt. I got mine from ChatGPT. Female voice, 30 to 40 years old, soft German accent. Give your voice a name and hit Generate previews. Choose your favorite from the 3 previews or generate again.
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever met.
You are the coolest, most beautiful
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever met in my entire life.
I'll take option 3 and hit Save Voice, and now both our hosts have a voice. Now we've got our hosts, the hosts have got their voices, and we just need the words the voices are going to speak. To get the words, we need to transcribe our NotebookLM audio. And if that sounds complicated, don't worry, it really isn't. I've got a really easy way to do it. Just come over to this 11 Labs transcription page, which is free and allows you to transcribe your audio file as quickly as me forgetting why I walked into the kitchen. You'll find the link in the description. Now we have our dialogue organized neatly into rows. We just need to copy and paste it into Lemon Slice. But just so you can see the text more clearly, I've loaded it into ChatGPT. But it's not necessary. You can just copy and paste straight from 11 Labs. To get this done, we add a new line for every change of speaker. And here's where our labeling comes in handy. Make sure the correct speaker is selected and paste in our text. Now, as stated, in this particular demonstration, I'm showing you how to use Lemon Slice's script mode to make a video with the NotebookLM dialogue, but swapping out the voices for different ones. However, the fact that we have to use script mode to swap the voices also means we could make changes to the original dialogue from NotebookLM if we want. So I'll just make one minor change here to demonstrate that. Instead of welcome back to the deep dive, let's have welcome to the show. And we can instantly hear how that sounds, because every time you paste in a line of text, the audio preview is generated.
Welcome back to the show. So you send us these excerpts from a text called Magic versus Science.
Now let's do the scientist's line.
It really does. That versus it's pretty dramatic.
If we don't like it, we can also regenerate. And don't worry about your credits, because audio generation at this stage doesn't cost you anything.
Welcome back to the show.
And if you make a mistake with the order, no worries. You can drag and drop the lines and also change who is speaking. Basically, it's more flexible than reality in a dream. Now we just rinse and repeat. And if your wrist gets tired, go and find that squirrel that I mentioned in my previous video. And now everything is ready.
Welcome back to the show. So you send us these excerpts from a text called Magic versus Science. And wow, that title alone, right? It immediately sets up this huge classic showdown. What even is the border between them?
It really does. That versus it's pretty dramatic, and that's key to the source, I think. Our mission here is defining magic and science separately. It's more about how this author uses that comparison, that opposition.
Right. The comparison itself. Is it a fight, or like one turning into the other?
Exactly.
There you go. A lip-synced video using the NotebookLM dialogue, but with different voices. What do you think? Perhaps the scientist's voice is a bit slow on the pacing, but as her voice was made with the voice design feature, you could just specify a faster paced voice by writing that in your prompt. So we just lifted the first limitation, i.e. the NotebookLM voices, by making a video with the voices of our choice. Now let's tackle the other two limitations at once. Let's make a talking head video, not just with different voices, but with our own script, and with more than 2 hosts in the same scene. But just before that, I want to show you what is perhaps my favourite thing to do with Lemon Slice, and that is to turn myself into a podcast host in 3D-Pixar style, that even talks with my own voice. This is so much fun. Here's the image I'm going to use to convert to 3D. I made it in Photoshop, but it's not necessary to do that. Google's Nano Banana is your friend for this. You can ask it to make images of yourself with any host, like these. I'm currently making a video showing not only how to do that, but also how to combine Nano Banana with Lemon Slice to make lip-synced videos with your own face. Make sure you subscribe to be notified when it's published. I brought the image into Lemon Slice, changed it to 3D-Pixar style as we did before, and I pasted in the same transcript about Android dreams we used already. And here's the result.
Welcome to the debate. Today, we are grappling with a singular, really evocative question. If an android could dream, what would it dream about?
It is. Yeah, it's a fascinating question. It really pushes at the boundaries of, computation and consciousness.
Precisely. And my position essentially is that the mechanical equivalent of dreaming is, well, it's probably an inevitable necessity for truly advanced android intelligence.
See, I take the opposing view there. I fundamentally challenge the premise itself. I love that. I think the subtle head movements and blinking while they're not talking are fantastic. You could make a whole podcast series this way, and it would be so much fun. And I think my voice sounds great, really authentic. Voice cloning is so easy and effective in Lemon Slice, you won't believe it. In fact, that video that I mentioned I'm making, about making podcast videos with your own face, in it, I'll also show you how to do it with your own face and voice. So you might want to set the notification bell for that. Okay, now let's get cracking with multiple characters and bespoke dialogue. First off, let's get back to our friendly American football podcasters. Simply load the image into the conversations preview and create a third host by clicking Add Character. Set the boxes and choose the voices. Host 1 and 3 get a voice from the library.
Hey man, what's up?
You are the coolest, most beautiful.
And host 2 gets a designed voice. Perhaps our American friends can tell us if Lemon Slice gets this accent right.
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever.
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever met.
You are the coolest, most beautiful person I have ever met in my entire life.
Now, all that's left to do is to insert our script. We're keeping this example short and simple, and we can preview the speech before making our final generation.
San Francisco 49ers.
Green Bay Packers.
Dallas Cowboys.
San Francisco 49ers.
Green Bay Packers.
Dallas Cowboys.
That's a short example, but you can see how these three hosts, combined with a longer dialogue and a bit of Lemon Slice magic, could make a convincing and engaging podcast video. Talking of which, now it's time for a longer video with a longer script, and let's also throw in one more host.
So, we're about to break fully free from NotebookLM, because we're going to make a video not just with 4 hosts and different voices,
but also starting off with a script of our own. I used ChatGPT to create the script and asked it to come up with a made-up cultural phenomenon that our hosts could discuss. It came up with vibe relics, collecting feelings in the digital age. Here's the script, labelled with the 4 hosts' made-up names. For the host image, I got an initial concept with ChatGPT, but then refined it with Nano Banana. I love it. I think they're the perfect geeky hosts for such an off-the-wall topic. So we upload our image to Lemon Slice, add a couple more characters, and place their selection windows, set our name labels, and select the voices.
You are the coolest, most.
You are the coolest, most beautiful.
You are the coolest, most beautiful.
あなたは
Then we paste in the lines.
Welcome to Vibe Relics, where we explore how humans are learning to collect feelings.
A vibe relic is essentially a mood you can hold.
I always say, it's less about what you see, more about what your body remembers.
You are sculpting the silence between 2 heartbeats.
And here we have our entire script inserted and organized into lines and speakers, with the audio preview for every single line. So everything is ready to generate. And this preview down here is very handy for longer videos with multiple speakers for checking that everything is set up right.
Every relic carries that hidden rhythm.
That's beautiful. And it's interesting how this movement feels like the opposite of internet overstimulation.
And here's our podcast episode about Vibe Relics.
Welcome to Vibe Relics, where we explore how humans are learning to collect feelings, not objects. Today we're asking, what exactly is a Vibe Relic? And why are people around the world starting to make and trade them?
A vibe relic is essentially a mood you can hold, a tangible or digital artifact that captures an emotional state. It might be an ambient video loop, a glowing sculpture, or a piece of sound that evokes a precise sensation.
I always say it's less about what you see, more about what your body remembers. One of mine, morning in a quiet cafe, softly plays the sound of porcelain and steam. It's a feeling of arrival, not an image.
You are sculpting the silence between two heartbeats. In Japan, we might call it Ma, the beauty of the pause. Every relic carries that hidden rhythm.
That's beautiful.
I find that exquisite. How about you? The comments section awaits you. Let's look at the lemon slice pricing as well as the maximum generation time. These are the 4 plans, $8, $20, $40, and $100 per month. Which one is best for you will depend on how long your videos are and if you're going to use NotebookLM mode or script mode. The first 2 plans have a 1-minute max duration and the second 2, 5 minutes. For custom-made short scenes made with script mode, you could use either of the first 2 plans. But for NotebookLM podcasts or longer audio files, you'll be needing to use the 5-minute plans. Now, I know the average NotebookLM audio overview is about 15 minutes on the default setting, but I'm going to show you a completely free way to get around that in a minute. First, let's look at how much your generations are actually going to cost you in terms of credits. If we look at the estimated credit costs down here, you can see that for version 2.5, the cost is 1 credit per second, multiplied by the number of hosts. So for 1 minute of video, 60 seconds makes 60 credits, times 2 for 2 hosts, giving 120 credits, or times 3 for 3 hosts, giving 180 credits. If you remember, in my first demonstration, my video duration was 5 minutes and the cost was 600 credits, which works out exactly. Anyway, I did the calculations and here are the results in terms of how many videos you get per plan. Pause the screen so you can compare. The good thing is you can buy a top-up pack of 1500 credits for $10, which don't expire. Here's what those credits can get you. Now, back to the 5-minute max duration on the upper 2 plans. Although 5 minutes is generous, if you want to bring your NotebookLM audio to life, you'll be working with a longer file than that, typically about 15 minutes. So you'll have to do it in 3 5-minute parts, and daisy chain the 3 generations together. Here's how to do that for free. First, download your NotebookLM audio, then import it into Audacity, free open source audio processing software. The link is in the description. If it's 15 minutes, split it into 3 segments. Place the cursor in a gap between speech, right-click, and select the split option. Now export each segment separately by selecting each one first, then exporting only the selection. Now go to Lemon Slice Conversations, upload the audio, and generate your video. Now for the last step, download each generated video and go to CapCut free video editor, online or installed version. Then simply daisy chain the segments together on the timeline and export the whole thing as one video. Although this does mean a few extra steps, it won't cost you anything more, but it will allow you to bring your audio conversations to life with superb lip syncing, expressiveness, and exactly the hosts that you want. Thanks to Lemon Slice. And thanks to Lemon Slice for being the sponsor of this video. I hope that was useful. Remember, the link to Lemon Slice is in the description, and in the description you'll also find the show notes to this video, which includes a complete step-by-step breakdown to everything covered here. And I've also put all of my Lemon Slice generations into an unlisted video if you want to see the full-length versions, and I've left that link also in the description below. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and consider subscribing.